Frack on. Welcome to another episode of Frack the Canon. I am joined by the coolest motherfuckers around. I am joined by one of the coolest frackers around, Mrs. Sara Kinney. How are you doing, Sara?
Good, how's it going? Either one works.
Right.
I mean, if you're writing me a check, make it out to Sara Kinney, because that's my legal name.
Alrighty. So we're going to talk about the last Disney Plus Star Wars show, Obi-Wan. Sara, since you're a bigger Star Wars fan than I am, what were your opinions on this? Like, I thought I have some issues with the story overall. There's some characters that rub me the wrong way. Some stuff that I don't know what's going on. Just like, I don't know. You started us off. What do you think? How did you feel about the show?
I was conflicted. So like when I first found out they were doing Obi-Wan, I was like, kind of like, okay, maybe they'll do it like before episode 1 and have it be like his adventures as a Jedi, like self-contained. Like it's kind of like what I wanted from The Mandalorian was like self-contained episodes that don't really relate to the main timeline. But then I found out it was like in the canon of like, you know, episode, it takes place after episode 3 with Luke and Leia are actually in it. And I was just kind of like, it's not what I wanted. And I think that created a lot of the problems I had in the show. Is just like, you know, like they're trying to shoehorn this thing into something that I didn't really need. Like I wanted him and Qui-Gon going on adventures as Jedi. Like I think if they had gotten Liam Neeson back and done that kind of thing, that it would have been a much better show. But
well, they did bring him back.
Master Qui-Gon.
Well, took you long enough.
Beginning to think you'd never come.
I was always here, Obi-Wan. You just were not ready to see. Come on, you've got a ways to go.
yeah, but like I said, hopefully everyone's seen the episodes, but like that Qui-Gon comes back as a ghost at the end. But like I wanted more, like as again, like I didn't want this story of Obi-Wan. I wanted something different. But
so this is a spoiler podcast. If you haven't known, within the past I guess 7 years now we've been doing the show. Here's the thing. You know me, Sara. I'm a Star Trek fan of Star Wars, but I'm like, I gotta watch Star Wars to stay up with the zeitgeist of what's going on in pop culture. I have issues with this story overall. First and foremost, I'm like, I enjoyed it at the end. I'm like, that's pretty cool. But there were a lot of things that bugged me that I didn't know. It felt like they were bringing stuff in from the cartoon that I've never seen. I'm like, and these are canon now, I guess, but like, I don't know, like the Inquisitors, they come from the cartoons, I believe.
I think Star Wars Rebels. I actually have never seen it, but like I have the Lego sets. I have like the Inquisitor in Lego, and so I know like kind of where it's from, but like I never watched the cartoon, so I didn't have the, oh my gosh, they're in this kind of reaction.
So did you know that the Inquisitors were Jedi that became Sith?
No, because I mean, again, like I never watched that part of it. So yeah.
I learned that yesterday. I forget how I learned that, but I'm like, oh, that would have been cool to know.
It's in the show though.
Is
we'll
it?
Talk about it.
I did not pick that up. All right, before we got into the negative stuff, what did you like about the show?
I like that we kind of got into like Obi-Wan's like mental state a little bit. Like I guess if I was gonna learn anything about like this part of his life, it'd be like how he feels after basically trying to murder Anakin and then like having to deal with that and I mean he was almost like a father figure to Anakin. Mm-hmm. Like even though he's like, you were my friend, but I'm like, Anakin never had a dad, and Obi-Wan trained him when he was like 10 or something, and it's just him going through all that. I really like the fights between the two of them, but like I kind of like them out of like, I wish that they had never met. Like I wish that Obi-Wan had tried to kill him in episode 3, and then they never met until episode 4 when Vader's like, I haven't felt this presence in a long time. Like like I love the fights while at the same time hating that they happened.
So here's the thing: that final battle we got in Obi-Wan, I'm like, that's pretty dope.
Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?
I will do what I must.
Then you will die.
I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, okay, when Anakin says, "I killed Anakin," I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
That's dope. That cuts both ways. That fight scene I thought was badass. I mean, that fight scene is amazing.
I mean, until Anakin just starts piling rocks on Obi-Wan and then walks away. I was like, this is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. Like, well, not ever seen, but like you hate the Obi-Wan so much. You would make like, this is where I hate about these like things where you know people can't die. It's like that people don't do the killing blow because like if Anakin hated Obi-Wan that much, he would not just pile rocks on him and then walk away and be like, oh, I guess he's dead because I put rocks on him. Like he would make sure he was dead.
Well, like the namesake of this show, Frack The Canon, right? Because I'm like, it's just like there's so many things that happen in this show that like, well, I guess because of canon, they can't do this. Like, for example, one thing that I didn't understand what happened was when the black chick, I forgot her name, the third sister.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was amazing. But I'm like, so why is she chasing Lobi? Why is she chasing Luke? Why did he like? I'm like, why is he doing a lot of stuff? I'm like, and I didn't know this until someone picked. I was watching pitch meeting, and they're like, well, he had to pass out because he never seen a lightsaber before. For canon's sake, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess. But there's a lot of stuff that happens. They're like, it's cool, but for the sake of canon, we can't have this happen. I'm like, so why did this happen then? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they can't make things actually interesting because they like I was watching it and I was like, I was never scared for Obi-Wan or Leia. Like there was never any like, oh, something bad might happen to them because I know it doesn't. Like there's a huge loss of tension. So if they're making a prequel, they have to make up for that by just making the story really good. And I don't think they managed that. But well, I know we're tearing it apart, but I just want to say like, if you watch it and just try to enjoy it, like I actually made my husband not watch it with me because I was like, you are just sitting here laughing at it, and I just want to like have my popcorn movie moment and like not pick it apart too much, and that actually helped me enjoy it a lot more. So just people like go in and just enjoy it for what it is, and know that it's not the most amazing thing that they've done.
I watched it a while ago when it first aired. So it's been like I think 3 months since I've seen it. But I remember being left away with, okay, it's cool. I'm not a Star Wars fan, as I said before, but I'm like, I enjoy myself. I thought, well, like you said too, like prequels have that thing where like, well, you know, can't happen because the canon, we know what's gonna happen. So like, to your
yeah.
I don't know, but okay, let's pick it apart right now because I have a lot of freaking issues. And my main one, the biggest one that bugged me to no freaking end was when Leia's being persecuted by those guys.
Why are you here?
Just waiting.
For what?
For you.
at the episode 1 episode. Is it episode 1 or episode 2?
When she's like running in the forest, or
Yeah, and I'm like, at one point I was waiting for the Looney Tunes cartoon to come in. I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, why are these like? I'm assuming, at best, killers, are being outwitted by this 10-year-old. Like, there's one scene where one of the kidnappers like smacks against a tree. I'm like, why?
I mean, it was goofy. I felt like I was watching a movie made for kids. I mean, or a TV show made for kids. It had that little, like, cartoonish, like, thing that I expect from children's television. And I had problems with her, like, the whole movie. Like, she was at this one time, at one point, just seems too small and young to be 10. And then is also, like, super precocious and, like, knows how everyone's feelings and has all these wise things. And I'm like, she's not a 10-year-old. She's like too precocious. But I actually looked up and the actress is actually 10. So I have to like let that part of it go. She just seems really small. But too world aware, I feel, for living sheltered in this castle, basically.
And there was a lot of also, again, we went to film school. We work in the industry, sort of. There's a lot of, I remember in film school, they're like, you gotta let suspensions believe a lot of, okay, well, that's a coincidence. But there were a lot of freaking coincidences in the show too. Like when they're kidnapping and they get turned in by that truck driver, and that one Empire lady.
See, that one doesn't bother me as much because they were there because they were sent coordinates, and so they were sent to that location because she was there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
So,
but again, though, that's just like, what a coincidence.
Yeah, there's a ton of those. I mean, you're so right. That one doesn't bother me as much. It's just, like, I don't know. It just you're right. There's like too much going on that so like this is impossible.
And also, like when I try to stay positive on the show. You know that, Sarah. Like, we try to stay positive. People like it's hard to be positive with this. I'm like, again, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I'm like, why? I watch it to stay in the zeitgeist. I'm like, what is happening here? Like, why is this happening? Like, there's so many things that I'm like, I don't get it. Like, there's a new show coming out, Andor. I'm like, well, I know how it ends. He dies eventually. I know his journey. Why do I need this story?
I mean, yeah, that's true. I was about to relate it to Rogue One, but like Rogue One, we didn't know what happened to those characters. I mean, true. There's that one line that said so many people died to get these plans, but we didn't know the characters we were literally following were some of those people that died.
And I love Rogue One, and I love like Rogue One is, I think, my favorite Star Wars anything.
It's very good. But see, that's how you do a prequel. They did a prequel in the world, but with characters that we didn't know what happened to them.
Exactly.
And it made it more interesting because it could have, like, anything could have happened to them. There's so many possibilities. Like, there's a lot more suspense, and you know, you have the little hints of the, you know, main arc of the story when they see Princess Leia in the ship. But yeah, the Obi-Wan did not do that for me.
Yeah, I was just like, even again, like I'm like, yeah, this show. I liked the third sister. I thought she was an amazing actor. I thought she killed it. I thought out of the entire cast, she was my favorite thing in the whole show. What do you think about her?
I mean, again, I go back to, like, I love that they're putting diversity into the show, because if you watch the originals, there's just like white people in them. And I liked her story. I like that she was a youngling and then came, like, hid and to try and get back at Darth Vader. Though this is one of the coincidences, I think, I don't think she would have been left alive. Like, Darth Vader's supposed to be so powerful. There's no way, first of all, that he didn't kill her when he went on his rampage, when she was, like, standing in front of him about to be murdered. And also that she was, like, able to hide the fact that she was a youngling, like, and so intent on revenge. Like, he's so in tune with, like, he's supposed to be so powerful. Like, there's no way he wouldn't have sensed that. But it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm gonna ignore how ridiculous this is so I can enjoy the show.
But what I liked about that though is that we always see kind of did she become a Jedi again, or did she just kind of like stay in the gray side? I didn't understand that part.
I don't really know. I mean, I think the reason that she's a more interesting character is because we don't really have any information on her. Like, we don't know where she ends up, and I don't know if you can become a Sith and then. I mean, I assume you can't, because like Darth Vader kind of becomes Anakin again at the end in Episode 6. But
true.
I we'll see if she comes back, because I think they're making a sequel, right, to Obi-Wan.
Are they?
I don't know. I thought I saw something, but
I know they're doing Ahsoka. I know they're doing all the other prequels. I'm like, why are we getting all these prequels? Give me something not related to them. I'm like, I was talking to this off camera. What I would love to see is a story of the first Jedi and the first Sith. Like, I think that would be cool to see, personally.
Yeah, they need to do like I haven't watched the new Game of Thrones, but it looks like the prequel is like, still in the same universe and still with some of the families, but in a completely different time. And they should do something like that with Star Wars. I agree.
Yeah, like something like nothing related to Skywalker. I'm like, I'm done with that family. Frack that family. I don't give a frack anymore about them. So final thoughts on Obi-Wan.
I say it's worth the watch. Go in just to have fun. Don't pick it apart, and just kind of go with the flow. And there's some fun things in there.
I liked it. Overall, I enjoyed it for the most part. Mostly the final episodes. The final 2 episodes I thought were cool. But again, it's a prequel, so you're like, the stakes aren't that high. I personally enjoyed the final battle between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. I did overall enjoy it more than not enjoy it. But I'm like, again, I'm a Star Trek over Star Wars fan.
I mean, they're like having 2 children. It's hard to pick.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Sarah, you have a question to ask.
Oh, should we do? I was gonna say we should do what we're watching right now.
Of course, you're on the show, so whenever you're on the show, we gotta do it.
Okay, so the latest trash that I'm watching is Sister Wives has returned with a new season, and it is the most amazing thing to watch right now, because one of the wives has decided that she no longer wants to be a sister wife and is leaving, and is so dramatic. Like, I don't even know how to explain how enjoyable the drama is, and I feel bad because I don't like wish awfulness on anyone, but it is a huge train wreck, and if you like reality TV and that kind of stuff, it's totally worth it.
So what I'm watching right now is another Disney Plus show, and it's She-Hulk, and I love that show. I think it's amazing. I think it's funny. I prefer She-Hulk over Hulk. I don't know why, but She-Hulk is why I'm into muscular chicks. But I enjoy it. It's so much fun. I enjoy that actress. And to quote from TJ, that she something about her face she does is weird tick she does. I'm saying this from TJ. So TJ, if you're watching, I'm saying this from you. She does this weird thing with her face where she's like, I think she's an amazing actress. Like, I literally enjoy watching her act. Like, I think everyone loves Jamie Alexander, but I actually enjoy watching this woman act. I think she's amazing. I'm glad she's in She-Hulk. I would recommend everyone watch it. I think it's funny. I don't understand the hate for She-Hulk. I really don't.
Because she's a woman.
I mean, is that what it is?
I don't really know. There's so much hate. If people have something to hate on, they're gonna hate on it. They're hating on the new Little Mermaid trailer, and I'm just like, ugh.
I haven't watched it yet, but like, I don't care. Like, I don't give a frack. Like, it's different. Just go watch it. Like, it's not for me, but like, whatever. But I love She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk is amazing. I think she is. Everyone, it's funny. It's so different than the area of the Marvel stuff. It's akin to Shang-Chi, which just like Shang-Chi's a martial arts movie, and She-Hulk is a like attorney. It's a legal show, but with the Marvel universe, with the last episode I saw was the one where she goes to court to stop this guy from using magic because he's using like the magic from Doctor Strange. It's really good. I really enjoy it. I'm just waiting for Daredevil to show up. But Daredevil is So in film school, we learned is like, this is the cake, this is the ingredient, this is the basic of it, this is like what you need. This is the frosting, like dialogue, Daredevil is the frosting, if that makes any sense.
Totally makes sense.
But yes, I go to different watch She-Hulk. It's amazing. It's up. And She-Hulk's working with Megan Thee Stallion. All right. Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for nerding out with us a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see you same fracking time, same fracking channel. Frack off.